Okay, so I love horror movies, especially shitty ones. Whether it be ancient ones like Them, a movie about giant radioactive ants made from atomic bombs taking over California sewer systems, or the classic 70s and 80s schlocky style like My Bloody Valentine, The Mutilator, or one of my favorites, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which seems to just entrance anyone who watches it, because I don't know a single person that doesn't like it, except one guy. Even to the newer ones, like Santa Jaws, which is about a kid who makes a comic, and one of them being about a Santa shark hybrid, and for some reason they come to life, I guess. I don't remember, and I'm not going back to rewatch it because it's fucking terrible. But anyways, I love these kinds of movies. Especially when you could tell it's made by a small group of people that's self-funded by them and their families and friends and shit. That's why I love Tubi, because they have all the stuff I love. Terrible, shitty horror movies that I can laugh at while being drunk. So the movie I want to talk about today is called Blood Lake. It was made in 1987, being an entirely SOV, shot-on-video slasher made by friends as something to do on a vacation. But before, we get into the rundown of the movie and all that, let me just set the stage for you real quick on how I found this movie. I went researching on the interwebs to find a funny horror movie that I could watch, and I happened to land upon the worst area to go when looking for anything. Reddit.com. While I was there, I found someone who recommended a movie called Sledgehammer. So I went on Tubi to see if it's there, and what do you know? It was. And let me just say, that movie is one of the weirdest pieces of media to exist. One second the characters are getting drunk and arguing, and the next they're having a 5 to 6 minute long food fight with the minimal cutaways or editing. I'm not lying. It's strange and probably a topic for another day. But after I finished the movie, I looked at the recommended movies, and that's how I found this masterpiece. The basic rundown of this piece of media is something like this. A group of teens of varying ages go on vacation for 3 days, and then people start dying. That's literally the whole movie. So now that you know the circumstances of how I found this thing, and the general story, I can get into the movie. But before I do that, again, let me tell you the story about the people that made this movie. The director, Tim Boggs, who's got quite a resume for being a sound designer on big hits like Tales from the Crypt, which I find pretty cool because that's the show that got me into horror in the first place. Gilmore Girls, Breaking Bad, Fargo, Sopranos as an ADR editor, and my personal favorite of the bunch, House Party 3. I'm kidding. But he's worked on a lot of movies and TV shows starting from 1989. But before all that, 2 to 3 years before his career in sound design started with Tales from the Crypt, he took up directing a film written by a guy called Doug Barry. Now, here's where I would, give a whole rundown on who this guy is, like what he's worked on and all that. But I have literally tried looking everywhere for anything about this man, but he's like the fucking boogeyman, because I can't find out a single thing about him besides from the fact that he also plays a character in the movie. His name is Mike, but I don't fucking know who that is because I'm not remembering the names of the people in this movie. But apparently him and Tim were friends in real life. And since I'm not gonna buy the DVD to get the director's commentary, I'm just gonna assume that the whole idea of the movie came from them being drunk one night, and Doug goes, So, what if we made a movie about getting murdered on vacation while actually being on vacation? And Tim went, fucking cheers, man, I'm gonna drink to that. And then they made the movie. And apparently IMDb says that they made the whole thing for about 6,000 buckaroos. Which seems a bit generous, but I digress. With all that out of the way, I'd like to introduce you to the 1987 cult classic, Blood Lake. The movie starts with a production tag, quote unquote, for a production company called Barry Film, which I quite literally can't find anything about besides from another production company called Barry Films. So, I don't know. But, anyways, the movie actually starts with a shot of the lake house that the rest of the film takes place in. And I'm not fucking joking, the entirety of the film takes place either in this house or on the lake. But after the music calms down, it cuts to a guy trimming some plants. And, you know what? I'm just gonna let this scene explain itself. Because it describes basically what the whole movie is gonna be like.
Hey, what's going on?
I can't take it no more.
Well, I didn't have anything to do with it. Listen, I just work here.
It's good enough for me.
It's truly a mystery on how someone was able to set the tone for a movie within the first minute. And I'm not kidding, that's the whole first minute besides the production tags. After that masterfully done scene, we get to our main characters, whose names are, well, I don't know, because they're such nothing characters, so I'll just give them names off of what I think fits them. So we got the main character and boy, then we got main character's girlfriend, then girl, and then we got a guy and girl too, I guess, and that's basically it. And while all of these very interesting characters are getting introduced, it's playing this heater of a song called Through the Night or something by a band called Voyager. And these music sequences are integral to the feel of the movie. It just really seals the deal of me loving this movie. Just take a quick listen. And this lasts for the next 5 minutes. The first 6 minutes of the movie is some guy getting killed, title card, and then 5 minutes of driving. When that's done, we actually get an introduction to the characters. Apparently the house they're staying at is the main character's girlfriend's parents' vacation home, which they haven't been to in a couple of months. But when they get in the house, they see that the fridge is filled with fresh milk. So, the main character goes to throw it away for some reason. He then starts to hear a bunch of flies near the shed by the side of the house. And trust me, this is only important by the ass end of the movie. But then, you know, the movie just continues as normal. The gang messes around in your normal 80s teen fashion, drinks some beer, says questionable things to preteens, and pretends to be a dead body in a lake to scare children. You know, the usual. And then these 3 lads just start harassing this random guy fishing. And we get our first glimpse at the main antagonist for the second time, I guess. But we don't gotta worry about that, because he doesn't show up until the last, like, 10 minutes of the movie. I'm not kidding. Anyways, that night they're all chilling, and then we get an orange first-person view of the killer looking at the house from the outside. Since it's a low-budget 80s slasher movie, obviously. And then the main character goes running around outside because he hears, I don't actually know what this is supposed to be. But then after they all head to bed, we cut to one of the most baffling scenes in any horror movie I've ever seen. So we cut to the whole group water skiing in this small-ass lake for 10 whole minutes. 10 fucking minutes of nothing but water skiing and this stupid-ass music. I truly couldn't believe my eyes when I was watching this for the first time. This has to be considered a cardinal sin, because what the fuck do you mean 10 minutes of water skiing? Anyways, after they get out because of a snake or something, they go back to doing a bunch of random shit to stretch the length of the movie, so we're gonna skip forward another 10 minutes. I'm telling you, literally nothing significant happens until over 45 minutes into this movie. Whatever. Two guys go out to the dock to, do something. I mean, I don't know. They're probably gonna fuck or whatever. But then they get murdered. One gets stabbed on the dock, and the other gets knocked out and bound to a tree with a bandana or something in his mouth, which is somehow stopping him from making any noise whatsoever. But yeah, then he gets stabbed. And the main character's reaction the next morning when he's dragged over there by a cop or something. I'm sorry, but whose uncle is this, bro? That is not a person with an ounce of lawful authority. I'm sorry. But yeah, the main character's reaction is just, well, here, just look at it.
This kind of shit. It happens sometimes.
Well, that was Chuck. He was staying with Dennis. Where's Dennis?
Is that him over there? Oh, man.
That's Dennis. Him and Chuck were staying together. Becky probably has their last names up at the house. I don't know what it is. What happened?
I don't know. I've never seen anything like this before. I mean, I just called the sheriff on the two-way, and he'll be here in a minute. He'll probably want to ask you some questions about it.
Just let me know. I'll be up at the house if you need anything.
Okay, thanks.
Like, you cannot convince me that both of these guys weren't just blitzing joints to the face right before filming this scene. Later on that day, they just go back to laughing and joking around in the house. And then Girl 2 and Guy 2 go outside, against main character's will, to have sex in the lake that someone was just murdered in earlier that same day. Fucking unbelievable. And who would have guessed? They get lightly pricked with a knife and die. Cut back to main character and what's left of the gang. Main character is worried about the outcome of his friends that went to get freaky in the dinghy. And he goes to check it out, leaving his girlfriend and the two children alone in the house. And as he leaves, the killer attacks, breaking into the house, and again, there are 15 minutes left of this movie, just a reminder. But as the killer breaks into the house, it cuts to this random-ass Halloween prop or something that I guess is supposed to be a jump scare? I don't know. Anyways, the gang screams and it gets abruptly cut off. Just look at this. Then they hide in that room that I mentioned earlier that I told you would be important later. Well, here it is. The gang gets caught, tied up, caressed with a knife, I guess. I don't know. But the little girl bites the guy's arm and gets away and runs to the MC to have him fight the guy. But then the main character's girlfriend gets stabbed or whatever, and the main character goes to fight him. They sloppily fight, and the main character gets the upper hand by giving him back shots and stabs him like 10 times. The main character doesn't really seem to care that his girlfriend just got stabbed by a random 50-year-old man, so I guess I won't either. Then the guy that was cosplaying a sheriff from the 70s porno busts in and asks what's happening. Like, anyone here actually knows the plot of this movie? And this is the scene that made me want to make this video. Just watch this whole thing in its entirety.
Jesus Christ. What the hell happened? God, sleep patrol. I don't know, that guy over there freaked out, started trying to kill everybody. I don't know, man. Is the ambulance on its way?
Yeah, is she alright?
Oh man, I don't know, we just gotta get her to the hospital quick. What is going on? Who is that guy?
That's Jed.
Jed? What the hell's Jed? What?
Well, Jed here used to live here, and her father bought the place from him and never paid him for it.
What?
I should
So
have
he's,
figured this out.
what, so he's gonna kill everybody?
Yeah, I guess.
Oh my
God.
God.
Killed
Becky,
Tom, too.
Becky. God damn, we need to get her to the hospital. Who was that?
Oh, the ambulance is here. Let's move out and give him some room.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't even know if they knew what the plot of this movie was, but I think I can explain it. So apparently a guy lived in that house and he got evicted because he couldn't pay the rent because he was too busy playing Fortnite. So he's squatting and kills anyone that stays there because he still wants it to be his house, I guess. But yeah, then they put the main character's girlfriend and the others in the ambulance. But the fake deputy looks back in the cabin thing, and the killer's not there! Holy fuck. As the ER drives off in the distance, it cuts back to that stupid Halloween prop for another jump scare or something that I'm assuming was supposed to end this masterpiece of media. But then we get another one of those just utterly baffling scenes that just strike me with confusion. We cut past a time skip, from what I can assume, and get this 3-minute scene of the killer pondering near the same lake that's been in the entire movie, which is completely empty now, which takes us to the craziest credit in any film to ever exist, and I'll stand by that. We pan up to the sky and get the credit, Dry Lake Special Visual Effects by an act of God? Like, what the fuck, man? This movie is something else. From 10 minutes of water skiing, to the entire thing being nearly impossible to fucking hear, to the movie ending with this credit. It's the cherry on top of this piss pudding. I cannot explain this any more than it does itself. Not just the dry lake, but this entire film is an act of God. 'Cause God made Satan. And something this sinfully bad could have only came from the deepest pits of hell. And I love it. But yeah, I just wanted to yap about this movie for a little bit, because it's just so amusingly bad that I had to talk about it somehow, and no one I know would listen to me ramble about this thing and still keep in contact with me. So I had to torment whomever would be watching this with it. And I don't feel bad. Anyways, yeah.